one of my favorite ways to fish is throwing a jerkbait, and especially in the springtime when things are warming up, the fish are starting to pull up, it's just a bait that catches them. And you know, one thing that, you know, there's a couple different tips that I'm gonna show you guys that might help you catch a few more fish and be a little more successful, you know, with your jerkbait techniques. You know, first off, cadence is the biggest thing. It really is. When you reel that jerkbait down there, I'll throw that jerkbait out there and I'll reel it down to that depth. You know, most jerkbaits will go 4 to 6 feet. And, you know, I like the suspending versions. This is the suspending version right here. And I'm jerking that jerkbait, making like a couple jerks, quick jerks, stop, couple jerks, stop. And normally the colder the water, this is just, you know, normally the colder the water, the longer I'm gonna pause that jerkbait. I'm really allowing that bait to sit there, and it's gonna be on a semi-slack line. There's gonna be a bow in my line. And that's something that, you know, is really important, because you're basically allowing that when a fish comes up there and bites a jerkbait, your line will jump or it'll move. So it's sort of that little detector, if you will, that when you get a bite. And so, you know, some days, you know, those fish might want it where you jerk it really, really fast. Even in cold water, you really have to experiment it. But for me, there's normally a couple different cadences that I'll do. You know, 1, 2, 3, jerk, I'll pause, stop, and then maybe count to 5. 1, 2, let it sit, and then 1, 2, 3. Again, you know, and just rotate between those two right there. And then the other one is a little bit faster. Jerk, 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 jerk. You know, like 3 in a row. Move it around. 1, 2. You're speeding it up. It's all about figuring out what the fish are doing. A lot of times you'll see fish follow your jerkbait, because it really does a really good job of attracting those fish to get up there. And that's the thing, is there's going to be a cadence that given day to really be able to get those fish to eat that bait. And that's what it's just putting that puzzle together. Another thing is line size. If I'm really fishing a clear water lake, you know, I might go with a 10 or an 8 pound test fluorocarbon, but most of the time, you know, on my rod and my jerkbait rod, I have 12. Unless I'm trying to get really deep, 12 is what I like. You know, a little bit less stretch in that fluorocarbon, and I feel like I have a little more control over them. So pay attention to your cadence, mess around with line size, and trust me, you catch a few more bass throwing jerkbait.